Hey everybody, just Mongo here. Today we're doing a deck profile on Vanquish Soul K9. That's right, we're playing the most bum-ass deck in the entire format right now. I bought this deck very early on, when the K9 cards came out, and this deck was very expensive. Since then it's gone down a little bit, because people realize it's a little fucking hard to play this deck, and also the payoff for it isn't amazing when you can play something like Yummy and just curb stomp your opponent. Getting into this deck is very hard to learn and pilot. I've been playing this deck for a little bit now. I pretty much went in completely blind, and I'm doing okay now. I'm going 2-2-3-1 occasionally at locals with this thing. This deck is fine. I don't think it's particularly amazing. But anyway, getting into the deck profile, we're going to start off with the Vanquish Corp. We're playing 3 copies of Raisin. At Nui. We're playing 3 copies of Mad Love, we're playing 3 copies of Holy Sue, we're playing 3 copies of Jialong, the 2 copies of Burger, and the 1 copy of Caesar. Going over each of every single one of these cards, we'll start pretty quickly, going with Raisin. He's a fire. Being that on normal, he can search for any monster that isn't himself. Mad Love here searches a spell and trap on normal. Holy Sue is pretty much a E-Telly or Snatch Steal. The E-Telly is crazy, get your combos going, very good. It's also level 5 as well. Also, Jialong is also level 5, being a fire. You can reveal 2 fires to search for any Vanquish card in the entire deck, which is crazy. We're playing 2 Burger here. For 1 dark, you can draw you a card, or a Dark and Earth, or I believe it's a Earth and Fire. He can deal 15 to the opponent, so you can do some stupid-ass time card shenanigans in this. And then we're playing the 1 copy of Caesar Valius to either reveal an Earth to protect himself, or all 3 attributes to pop 1 card in the field, non-targeting. This card comes up a lot for certain matchups. That's pretty much it to the attributes. There's not a whole lot I change about this setup. I think 3 Jialong, 2 Burger's fine. I was playing like 3 Burger, 2 Jialong for a while, just to see how it went. If you're playing the K9 core, you have to play 3 Jialong, in my opinion. I think it's just way better. More shit to reveal for Jokul, to be honest. Also, you're on about 10 fires in this deck. 10 fire is a little bit of a hard attribute because there's not a lot of good cards for fire. But you also want to see it because it's the most important attribute for things like your Burger and your Holy Sue. However, it's a little hard to see them at times. That's why we're playing the additional Jialong. K9 cards are playing 3 Azuna, the 1 Lupus, the 3 Jokul, the 1 Lantern. This is a very standard lineup here. Ideally, you don't want to see the Lupus or the Lantern. It's not the end of the world if you do, but you'd rather see the Azuna or the Jokul. For some reason, I keep fucking drawing both of these cards, even though I play both of these cards at 3. I do not know why this is the case. However, this is the case for me. These two are pretty much, these two pretty much are just like the hand trap ones. These are the combo ones here. So if your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or grave, either player's turn, you can special Azuna from your hand. Azuna can then, on summon, dump a Lupus from deck to grave. Then Lupus can summon, and then immediately exes into a Ripper, which is interaction, which is a very good combo piece here. There are also Earths as well, which is nice. These two are the Darks. Jokul can summon himself from hand by revealing himself and any other level 5 from hand. Then you can search for a non-Aqua Canine monster, which you're pretty much just going to search Lantern here, and then Lantern can summon by targeting a Canine monster in grave, summon it, and himself. And then Lantern here can search for any Canine spell trap. And traps. We're not playing a lot here. We're playing a very minimal amount. We're playing 3 Fua, 3 Ash, and the 1 Doggoran. Going over these picks real quick. Fua hits the most amount of decks. It's unfortunately the only monster in the entire deck right now that is not a Vanquish Soul attribute, which kind of sucks. However, I have noticed that giving your opponent who's in Vanquish Soul draws is very impactful on the fact that just 1 draw could be like a fire or some stupid shit for like a Holy Sue combo. Like you could just draw them the 1 attribute they need, a crazy card. It's generally not worth playing into a Vanquish Soul Fua. I'm playing 3 Ashes because it's a fire. That's it. It's also kind of a reasoning with Doggoran here. There's also a really funny thing here with Doggoran, where you can actually summon this to your opponent's field, of course. Give him a problematic card, and you can go Mad Love to bounce this thing back to hand, because it only has 12 defense. Then you can Kaiju again. This has come up quite a lot, just being able to bounce this thing back and then being able to use it for like a play or something, for like a Sue, and then you can like doggo around again. Crazy card. To be honest, we mostly don't play Ash. We just kind of sit on it in hand because it's a fire. The only time we play Ash is if we have other fires in hand. Spell traps, we're playing 3 stake, the 1 start, the 1 continue, the case, force release, pot, Rhoda, and then the 1 snow devil. Going over what these cards do. Stake is an absolutely insane card. You can reveal any attribute in hand and then summon a Vanquish with the same attribute from your deck. However, it has to be one with a different name than you reveal. So, for example, if you reveal a Raisin, you can't summon a Raisin, but you can summon the Jiaolong. This thing's also crazy because you can reveal an Ash, summon a Raisin or a Jiaolong. This is a stupid card. And also, if the card's still in field, you can bounce it back to hand during end phase. Start's an absolute crazy card. Is what we search off of Mad Love almost all the time. Unless we already open this thing, then we search continue. This thing can target a Vanquish you control to add a Vanquish with a different type from deck to hand. So you can target a Dark to add a Fire or an Earth. Also, if a Vanquish would be destroyed, you can reveal a Vanquish in hand, and it's not destroyed. Also, during end phase, if you have 2 or more Vanquish Soul monsters, not counting Rock, on field, then you can set a trap directly from deck during end phase. Or playing the 1 continue, you could pay 500 to target a Vanquish Soul monster in grave, either add it to hand or summon it in defense. What I was noticing with this deck is that it kinda is okay in the grind game. It's not amazing. Because there's a lot of times where your opponent knows that they can just whittle down your resources in hand, which sucks a lot. Continue is just something that helps out with this. It comes up quite a lot. I really like this card. I like it more than the Dust Devil, in my opinion. Case, this is pretty much what you're searching off of Ripper. This thing, on activation, just searches a Canine card. It's pretty much it. It doesn't really do that much. If you pop it, you can search for something as well. We're playing the Force Released. So if you pop Case, you get to set this. You can also search this off a Lantern as well as the Ripper. This thing pretty much just lets you make the rank 9 guy, which is funny. This also pops a card as well and resets again, which doesn't really matter. Prosperity and the Rhoda, they're just consistency cards. Snow Devil here is a stupid crazy card because we can set this off of Soul. We can also search this off of Mad Love as well as Jiaolong. We really aren't doing those 2 things all that much. There are combos where we want to go into the Vanquish, or the Canine cards more, so we'll go Jiaolong to search this thing, so that way we have it. It comes up occasionally for like that specific scenario. Most of the time we are setting this off of the start. So this card's crazy on the fact that we can reveal up to 3 of the attributes, Dark, Earth, and Fire. And if you reveal one of those, you get to inflict 400 to the opponent, then optionally special Vanquish from hand. If you revealed 2 of the aforementioned types, you can do the previous thing, as well as inflict 600 to the opponent. Also, Vanquish monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. And if you reveal all 3, you can do the previous 2, as well as inflict 800 to the opponent, and then pop all monsters on the field. And because you use the second effect, your Vanquish Soul monsters can't be destroyed by card effects, which makes them unpoppable by this thing, which is funny. So pretty much you're burning for 18 with this thing. You have the Burger, which also burns for 15. There's also a C104 as well, which burns for half, which is crazy. So it's very easy to OTK in this. Extra deck, we're playing 2 Rock. Rock's fine. I think 2 is the biggest amount I play. If you're not on the Canine package, this deck plays a little bit differently, where you can play the Extravagance. This is where you play 3, but since we're not on that, we're just going to play the 2. Because extra deck's a little tight with the Canine cards. We're playing SP, you're playing Rocks. We're playing this card for a very specific reason, on the fact that this card is fundamentally dog shit, unless you make it with a Dark monster, because then it can non-target pop a card in field. However, most of the time, what this card facilitates is a Vanquish Soul monster has to attack in order to summon this thing, because you can just use 1 Vanquish Soul monster that attack this turn to summon it. And then you can, if you attack with another Xyz monster, during main 2, you can use Rocks to make Zeus, because it has to use in order to summon Zeus, you have to have a Xyz monster that attack this turn. So if you attack with something else, and then you can make Rocks during main 2, you can use Rocks to make a Zeus. Because it doesn't have to be the Xyz monster that attacked, just an Xyz monster has to attack for that battle in order to summon rocks. It's pretty much the only reason why I play him, other than the non-targeting Dark Pop thing. This card's pretty ass. It's droppable, in my opinion. I haven't tried to drop this card yet, but it probably is droppable. I don't really fuck with this card that much, so... We're playing the Ripper, the Valon, the Parrot Nut Smasher. These cards are very good. Parrot Nut Smasher is a stupid card. I both like and dislike this card in the fact that you have a 93% chance to automatically win the game if you use 3 materials. It's also a fact it's a stupid fucking card that sometimes you just don't win. I don't like this card, but it's fine, I guess. If you play this card and you win the die roll, you pretty much win the game right there. We're playing the Nash Knight, we're playing the 104, we're playing the CXY Nash Knight, we're playing the 104. We're also playing the Werewolf, the Zeus, the Sky Crisis. And for the hottest pick of the year, we're playing one Ojama Knight. Now, before you flame me, we're playing Ojama Knight specifically because in the side deck we're playing Metaltronus, which this deck kind of struggles playing against Yummy. So we're playing Metaltronus inside to... This is our target. We summon this thing. And then we can negate something against Yummy. But this is also a level 5 as well, so we can go into a rank 5 combo here. So that's why. That's why we're playing this over Ojama King. This card is pretty goddamn dog shit, if I'm going to be completely honest. This is a very last-minute inclusion for me in my list. And I either don't play against any Yummy somehow, or I play against Yummy and I don't see Metaltronus somehow. But in theory, this card is crazy. And for the side deck, my side deck's a little wonky. I'm still figuring things out for this format. We're playing 3 Pink, 2 Rabbit, 2 Meows. I picked these up kind of like last minute to see if they do anything. There has been 0 matchups where Meows has come in handy. We're playing the 3 Metaltronus, of course, the 3 copies of Inscription, and the 2 copies of Dark Ruler. This side is pretty goddamn ass, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the only cards worth staying are these. I don't think the Meows is really worth staying. I think these are fine, I guess. I don't think Vanquish has a tough time going second. On the fact that quite a few of their cards just pop things, I think it's fine. The side deck does need a lot of work. I don't think it's particularly that good. Particularly these Meows are very droppable. But I'm still learning with this side deck. I think the main deck and extra deck are pretty much fine, except for the fucking Ojama Knight, which is, to be honest with you, very droppable. But yeah, that's pretty much a list. Combo for this deck is not very hard, to be honest. Let's just go over, like, the quickest combo here. Let's say we start with a Raisin and, like, any Dark in hand. Let's say we have, like, a Jokel, I guess. A lot of these combos, you do need, like, different attributes in hand, so you can brick with this deck. So we'll go normal Raisin. We'll go Raisin effect to search for a Holy Sue. We'll link this off for a copy of Rock. We'll go Rock effect, adding Raisin back to hand. Then we'll go Sue, reveal the Raisin, summon. We'll go Sue, reveal a a Dark and a Fire to summon one from deck. So we're going to be summoning Mad Love from deck. We'll Mad Love effect to search for a copy of the field spell. Grab Start. We'll go Starts. It really depends on what you want to target here. In my opinion, I'll typically, since I don't have an Earth right now, I'll go Start, target the Holy Sue, or I'll go Start, target the Mad Love to search for the Caesar. We grab the Caesar here just because we could have another Earth in hand. Optionally, you can if you want, because this is under 4 summons. If you want to bounce Sue back to hand, I think it's fine for this. I just, like, because this is under 4 summons, I would not do that, just because, like, you can pass on bare minimum here. So we'll go End Phase, we'll go Effective Start, in order to set the Snow Devil from deck. Alright, so this is pretty much our end board here. This is the bare minimum end board of what this deck can do. which is a little off-putting because you can just go full canine combo, or you can just go bare minimum, play around the Nibiru, and just have playable hand. So this is like a decent board. So we have the Rock, we have the Sue, we have the Start to Protect things, we have the Mad Love, we have the Dust Devil, we have all 3 attributes in hand. We also have the Caesar as well to bounce something. As well as having like 3 other cards in hand, because we only need we use like Raisin and a Joko, for example, so we have like 3 other cards in hand, which just like we don't use at the moment. So this is like the absolute bare minimum of what this deck does. There's like so much more this deck can do. It just depends on how much you want to play into certain cards like Azuna, things like that. Like sometimes it's worth playing into like a Nibiru if you think they have it. Sometimes it's not. Like sometimes you just have to take the gamble. Sometimes you open just Canine cards and have to just play fucking rank 5 spam. You pretty much just play this deck on the fly with what you draw, which is very difficult on the fact that you have to know what your opponent's playing and their weakest links on their combo, and hope you make the right play there. So like it's good to like if you want to like Sue summon something for interruption for later, or you want to Sue Snatch Steal. It's a very impactful thing. Just you have to really sequence plays. It's very difficult, but it is very rewarding in my opinion. But yeah, that's the deck profile. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeet.